Well, as best you can see, the slightly delayed reaction. It was like her side of the room was buffering. Oh dear.
Can I do a no look?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. No, I can't do a no look. Where did that go? Oh, that's bad. Right, okay.
Oh,
I do
Anyway.
love the fact, can I do a no look? And she slowly turns around like no, you fucking can't.
can you fucking? All right then, and welcome everybody to the Game Gallery, to our latest edition of Problematic Games. This is Space Adventure Cobra, and I'm joined as ever by Dave the Egg and Jimmy Morris, who is joining us from heaven, apparently going from the backlight around him. He's finally passed on.
That's my window.
The window into his soul. So for
you know what? I love that you have the frame rate in the bottom left. Not that fucking matters in a game like this.
no, that is from the emulation. In fairness, because I did have to.
Wow,
And
1980s gaming at 60 frames per second.
I mean, that's good for a 1980 game. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're getting 60 frames a second there.
Aaron
Well,
can't
very-
even
well-
get 5 frames on his laptop.
well, I'm sure you actually know this already, gentlemen. But the Sega CD always ran at 60 FPS, and in fact has actually upscaled naturally to the HD TV. So
Oh,
that's you in your fucking box, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Fucking hell, Aaron. Like. But yes, so now we have this pathetic Star Wars entrance
Already out
where
of the mix. He vanished
Yeah.
from the face of the galaxy 3 years ago and hasn't been heard from since. Full stop.
the man of the many faces, and now he's got this guy to bulldoze out to do him in.
It's like the
Big-
80s trailer voice. He's biding his time on Earth.
And when his mean machine turtle is tuned to
Oh,
perfection,
this is
watch
terrible.
out.
He has just one thing to say. If you want to play with fire, you're gonna get burned. His name is Cobra.
Dun, 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 dun. I know. So yeah, as we kind of said last week on the show, Cobra is kind of a Japanese James Bond. Is the best way I can actually describe it. By bare bones. But James Bond, like obviously the character is like, you know, what we know him as to be like a super spy sort of thing. But replace spy with bandits or pirate, if you like. And it's pretty
It's
much
a
the same
bite.
thing.
It's a bike that runs on bedside lamp. I love it.
It runs on infrared. That's why it's
Is it?
covered like that. You know, just two
Oh.
massive fucking heaters. Just
Star Wars montage through the forest there like that.
yeah. There's a lot of those little hat tips, and yeah, obviously this is like a because it's Japanese as well. They obviously use a lot of English terms, and it's like just some of them just don't match. But it's also like it's a quirk of the translation where they've taken the words literally. So in Japan, perhaps the name of the saloon is probably just Crazy Horse, whereas they've kept it as Crazy Horse as opposed to calling it something better. you know, So it's not actually described where we actually are, in terms of what kind of planet we're on. But I think it is actually meant to be Earth. But
are you telling me that we
a
finally have a location for parts unknown?
little bit, yeah. But it's like planets unknown. It's odd.
This is the way I got here. No shit.
Yeah.
This is quite literally the technical.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the style, Lacey. It's a visual novel, graphic adventure, whatever you want to call it. So basically you have to just tick the programming boxes before you're able to move on to the next bit. So that means you might have to look at everything or think a couple of times. And again, the frustrating thing about one of the annoying parts, inherent problems with the gameplay is that you might have to do something twice, and you're not prompted to. You just have to do it and just plow through it. So you will see me making a habit of clicking everything twice just to exercise the dialogue.
Yep. Classic saloon 80s entrance. Like it.
Oh yeah. In fairness, Sega CD music is always just fucking wonderful to me. It's just
I love the
It's-
I love the cantina vibe here. It's complete Star Wars bollocksology, but I like it.
Yeah, it's very inspired by Star Wars for sure. Certainly, this style of the game is. Although I think the manga itself was from 1982, so it's certainly inspired by the first movie at the very least. Um,
No one's
But
around.
yeah, so-
You just see two people drinking there.
there's literally everyone's in front of you. Like there's like nobody here. That's right, because you're at the door, you dipshit. Like that's how it works.
It looks like the barman's trying to change a light bulb.
Do you know he's about to spray milk everywhere? He's like, I'm gonna go.
By the way, do you have any plans to do the Leisure Larry series on this channel? I
will
never played
hold
those games. I've only ever heard like.
I will hold my counsel on that, Dave. I will hold my counsel.
Oh, there he goes. Look at those graphics.
There you go. See, you see right there in the bottom left there, 60 frames per second. That cocktail is being whipped up at maximum speed. So this is me. Well, if the speed is being a bit inconsistent there, that's me just holding down the actual button. Just like, okay, come on, let's move on with the movie. Let's move on with the game now.
What year was this released again? Early 90s?
Yes, I believe so. Because I think this is one of those ones where a lot of the Sega CD games have been like they started off on a different console and get
right.
up to Sega CD. But this game in particular, 1995.
Yes, sir. What can I get you?
So it's a little bit at a time, in fairness. Now, I say 1995. That's when the English version was released, but the Japanese version was out a year or two before this. And again,
1995. A very good year. Almost as old as I am.
yes,
That
Almost.
that
There must be like a decade there, surely.
Wow,
It's almost as old as I am, as I'm 1992. I am the baba of the group.
you are, and we will keep
Being
reminding
a
you
very
of that.
ugly 31-year-old man, nearly 32.
But you have perfect hair, and that's all that matters, Aaron.
you
Look at that, look at that.
you
Perfect-
look-
You've got perfect cube of hair at the moment.
You
You
look
know?
like you
Well,
drive a truck for Tesco.
I'm telling you right now, I'm shaving my head Saturday, and I guarantee I'm about 3 or 4 more head shaves away from not getting any of that hair back. I can just
why are you
feel
shaving
it.
your head? I'm sorry, I feel like you're
Yeah, out of
offending
interest,
2 out of
are you
3
doing
people here.
anything? Are you doing anything with that hair, by the way? Just I'm asking for a friend.
That's not that. He's insulting both of us because he has the ability to grow hair, to have it there permanently, and he chooses to get rid of
Yeah.
it.
It's actually
I
more of
think-
a crime. It's
I
more of a
actually
crime to get rid of
To
your
be
hair.
fair, right, my family, my brother, the prick, 30-year-old prick, has gotten the good hair of. He got my granddad's hair essentially, right, which is a perfect hairline. For some
Wow.
reason, I got my dad and my uncle's hair, which is
I
no
didn't know
offense to you, Jonathan.
I didn't know you could
It's
go
a-
grave digging in Cork.
You
Hmm.
can. Well, I'm gonna end up like Jonathan eventually in terms of like for some reason my family's hair goes like that. It just goes right back. So either I'm gonna have the widow's peak, or I'm just gonna have nothing on the back there on the crown.
Yeah.
And I just want to circumvent all of that by just shaving it off. I want to leave people guessing.
You never know what type of Aaron you're going to get.
Exactly.
He's like a fucking trading card.
I'll tell you what. If you shave your head, right, you have to go without trimming the beard for a year.
Can't do it anymore. Doesn't matter. This is the furthest it'll go.
Ooh,
It's a
Right.
self-sustaining beard.
that makes no sense.
I don't know why, but it will not go any further than that. It'll go out, but it won't go down.
That's what I'm hoping for. Let's do that. Let's go a year and see how wide it can get.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have to pay Chloe to not complain about that for a year.
Nothing a few nudes can't look. That guy with the tie and the beak, a little dodgy.
Do you like how he's
About-
laughing with his neck
Yeah,
like a pigeon?
well in character.
Yeah. Oh, there is violence happening. There is some actual violence occurring. All we wanted was a warm glass of milk, lads. Honestly, like.
I'm gonna chop you up so bad they're gonna need a microscope to find the pieces.
To find the
do
what?
you like?
Oh, pieces, right.
The big bad monkey's got a toy knife. You should be careful. You'll hurt yourself.
Super speedy laser knife.
He's
Here we
on
go.
the speed racer mode, lads.
He's just standing there.
Better think of something quick.
Do the punch. Do the punch.
Yeah,
Do the super speedy punch.
Surprise!
There you go.
there you go. So yeah, he stabbed himself with his own knife.
Impressive. Impressive.
Beautiful. God, he's so cool, Cobra. He's just so great. You know, like
Him and his
overall.
8-pack.
Yeah. Again, so when I'm talking about like this being a Japanese James Bond movie or game, even this is literally what I'm talking about. It is male wish fulfillment. It is literally like he is perfect. He has done everything. He is the hero of all people, and that's essentially it. Like his character doesn't go anywhere but beyond there. Like it's a bit absurd, really.
Oh, you
So-
chose the psycho gun. Okay.
Yeah. Now, of course, you're probably wondering what the cycle gun is.
You turn into it, maybe?
Well, we may never know. But someone got there first. And look, it was a woman person. Our one weakness. The opposite gender.
Their names are Domingo and Verga. There's a reward out for them. 50 grand each.
And again, you can barely hear her dialogue over the stupidly loud music.
Funny, you don't look like a bandit.
Looks can be deceiving. Unfortunately, since you killed Doc, I'm going to be 50 grand short.
So she's a bounty hunter, more of the story. So she was out to get these criminals to begin with, and we got there before her. So yeah, so as I said, like this is very much like a, you know, as with Bond, he always gets the girl. He's you know, has the maximum sex appeal. Every woman loves him. Can, like, you know, infatuated with him almost. It's very, very, very much the case here as well. You know,
Yeah, kill her butt. For God's sake, Jonathan, what kind of game is this?
I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? Like it's like, but like,
Filth.
It's like, how many times
Pure
can you press the
unadulterated
button
filth.
tab? Oh, yeah.
it's like, yeah, he's gone with the 4 things he's most attracted by. It's like Buster gun. Gun. That's it. I mean, in fairness, one of these four are going to kill him. So
Look at that comment. I could spend
Yeah.
the rest of my life between those.
like honestly, it's ridiculous. Like
Wow. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now he's onto the feet.
yeah.
I think you can't get past this stage unless you actually inspect.
You have to check
Yeah.
everything out. Yeah, exactly. Like again, let me just check it. We are 12 minutes into the game and we're already straight into the sleaze. Like, like that's record time. Like even for at least for Leisure Larry, you have to like get your fucking, like, you know, clothes off first. You know, it actually makes you work for your conquest in that game.
Jane Royal.
Yeah, well, I'm Joe Smith.
Oh,
So-
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith is his, yeah. So
Mm.
remember at the Burst Club, he said he has a cunning disguise that no one will find. No one will find the true self. It's called Joe Smith.
The whitest name possible. You cannot get a whiter name than Joe Smith.
I don't know. Kerwin White is a pretty white name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He does look rather Aryan. Just look at him. Look at him, Aaron.
Herbert Thompson. That's quite a white name.
But it just reminds me of Man in the High Castle, the series that John Smith was the main character in that. Was the president. Well, he wasn't the president of America for long, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was like white guy in America, John Smith. That sounds Nazi enough. That works.
That works fine.
Well, his name should be more Heinrich Klein, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
because No, because Man in the High Castle, the Americans, it's like
No,
in the
I'm just
60s.
talking about this game. Like, just,
About Cobra being with his
yeah, being a
the
complete
blonde
air-
hair
just
and the
being a
blue
complete
eyes.
Aryan, like.
Yeah. Well, again, this is also a Japanese thing as well because and you notice this
yeah.
with a lot of Japanese designers is that their idea of an American like all-star like hero is blonde hair, blue eyes,
Yeah,
or
it's the college football athlete template,
the
like the
jock.
prototype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, in fairness, everyone has their own interpretation of it, but the common thread is they're smokers because pretty much any exposure to American cinema Japanese people had was like stuff like westerns and noir
Yeah.
movies and stuff like that. And that was always the common thread. So they
What
always
the
associate smoking.
fuck is that?
So that's our informant. That's the guy we're here to meet. That's Pigris.
Move
So
Okay.
essentially
breath. Are you
Joe Smith is trying to meet up with his partner in crime, the Armoroid lady. And Pigris knows where she is or where she's been, rather. So this is who we've been here to see. So we thought he was going to be in the bar. He was not. We come out and ta-da, here he is in the forest.
I feel like I should throw a Pokeball at him.
It does have that kind of feel to it, doesn't it?
Insert battle theme here from Pokemon.
I kind of want to just take his design and put it behind a Greg's banner because like his face is just a sausage roll.
Sausage
isn't it?
roll,
Like,
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Or a
I
ham
get
hock,
hungry looking at
one
it.
or the other.
Yeah. So you see what I'm talking about there before we start recording is that the dialogue doesn't break in terms of
Yeah.
like what the conversation is.
Madrid went up.
Yay! Sorry, Harry.
He's gonna be holding back the tears again.
I gotta be honest, Harry Kane deserves at least one major trophy in his fucking career. And it really should be a Champions League of some sort, because Jesus Christ, he was dragged to nothing at Spurs. He needs something
Does he though?
to validate
To validate what?
to validate the fact that he's one of the best strikers of the last fucking 20 years.
Is he though?
You say that, but it's also
Uh,
really funny seeing him fail. That's actually unfair. But you know what I mean.
No, that is particularly funny. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, you can't have such a good player and not win nothing. Because he ain't winning anything at international level. So he really should be winning at least one thing at club level.
I mean, you can. Like, it's theoretically possible, you know?
I know it's possible, and Jesus, I know there's players out there that won nothing and were just fantastic
Like
players.
he's a diehard Spurs player playing for England. Like, I mean, actually, I would have said Alan Shearer, but of course he won the Premier League with Blackburn, so he doesn't actually make that cup. But you know, there's various others that wouldn't have won anything. I don't think Michael Owen has any major
Ballon d'Or.
He's got
The
did
Ballon
more or
d'Or,
less.
suppose, yeah.
Did he win
Ballon d'Or,
everything but the
UEFA
Champions
Cup,
League and-
Worthington Cup, FA
Yeah.
Cup. Yeah, he's won it all apart from
Yeah,
the
he's won
Champions
it all
League.
except for the Champions League and the Premier. Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's
sorry.
No, he won
Sorry.
it United.
I forgot he won
won
the
the Premier
Premier League.
League.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Everyone won Premiership, yeah. Yeah.
Ballon d'Or. I mean,
So
Ballon
to
d'Or,
kind of
what
give you
is
the
it?
context as
Yeah.
well for what this game necessarily is about, but like this game essentially is a retelling of the original manga, if you like. That was released in 1982. Well, I tell you, like the manga itself was released in 1978, so that's how old the series is at this stage. And then there was a film done out in 1982 based on it, and essentially this game is by and large the original story just redone, with a few kind of like changes here and there. Namely, a lot of the names are changed. So you have basically the bounty hunter, like this is called Jane Royal. In the in the other series, she's known as Jane Flowers as her pseudonym, and then she is revealed to be a royal, one they call the Royal Sisters, which we'll get into later. And I will pepper in other little facts and fun facts when we continue on in the game. But yeah, it's definitely as I say, I think a lot of kind of pick up on the whole like, you know, it's very pulpy science fiction, pulp action. So a lot of people are kind of picking up on him basically being a mixture of Han Solo and Sean Connery in terms of character.
I can
But-
get the Han Solo thing. All right, yeah.
Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
was buried there apparently.
Well, we were wondering where she was. To be fair, so good to know she's on planet unknown.
Elvis is.
Plot twist: Elvis still lives in space.
Here it is. Great.
At this stage, he has his own galaxy.
Elvis never died.
That's true. He just got
He was an
he got
extra in
integrated
Home
into
Alone.
the alien race. Yeah.
Did you ever see that singer who looks and sounds exactly like Elvis? People are convinced that he is actually Elvis.
Yeah.
In America, there is a singer, and I was like, "Whoa, it's a good shout, but it ain't."
Hmm.
A rose draped in blood. Okay.
So, in case you're wondering, so while we're still waiting for the plot to advance here, and while we're staring at the gravestone of what looks like a phallus, I'll explain. So you're probably wondering what this how did this all come about? So basically, this show, if you like, is set in the future. So it's like set in like far future, let's say 100, 200 years from now. And Cobra was once upon a time basically a salaryman called he just was called Johnson, and essentially he gets whisked away to try a new kind of like I suppose like a holodeck is the best way to describe it, kind of like a virtual reality sort of thing. And because he's such a just a repressed human being, he decides, okay, I want to be in a harem, and I want to be the top of the harem, and he wants to have a battleship. And so in his dream, he becomes Cobra and gets his kind of like, all of the just like fucking half naked women parading around him. He has to fight pirates in space and all this sort of stuff. And essentially, after the simulation is done, Johnson is in a car crash, and the driver is the same looking guy as as the villain in his reality. So essentially, you can kind of argue he either loses his mind or he just gets whisked away into the reality he dreamed of in his fucking dream. So depends on which way you look at it.
The closed captions are interesting. Instead of the closed caption saying, "What did you do? Tell me," he said, "What did you do, Tim?"
Besides, I
Tim.
understand that Cobra's pirate is
Tim.
Maybe
Who's
in
Tim?
this very
Yeah.
cemetery. You look like you know your way
Yeah,
around.
even the closed captions is struggling here with the with the low volume. But yeah, so Shakar, Jane the Bounty Hunter, has chased the mysterious stranger through the forest. Now, I should also specify, despite all the kind of high risk situations in this game, you can't die.
No,
Or at least you can't
it's
die
story
until
driven. It's a story driven game.
yeah,
Like text based,
Now,
you can't actually die. Yeah.
exactly. Now there is the last section of the game does actually have like actual like jeopardy at the end, but up to this point you actually can't die. So it's like you just exercise dialogue until we get to it.
Don't worry, I know how to take care of myself. But tell me, why are you hanging around Cobra's grave?
Again, if someone is trying to lay low, would you like put your name on a gravestone? That's the part I'm kind of confused with. Is like you could have just used another pseudonym you had, or shocking enough, your real name would have been a perfect cover.
You think I'm a fool? I heard you call out the name Lady. And as I recall, that also happens to be the name of Cobra's partner.
And now he close up on her banana.
I figured this guy
Banana
Cobra
hair.
is so tough. He wouldn't be that easy to
I mean, they're perfect for each other. They're practically the same person. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
He could
Terrible
still
voice
survive
acting.
somewhere. Maybe even
Oh.
with a new identity. Some kind of
She's
idiot
focusing.
with no traceable background.
I mean, when she puts it like that, it does sound a bit strange, doesn't it? Like, it sounds a bit off. And again, not many people rock around in a fucking all red jumpsuit as well. That kind of,
Yeah,
like a skin tight red jumpsuit. And
that is true.
I don't know what's happening here.
Next time you put one right through your heart.
She appears to be now doing acrobat gymnastics around the gravestone.
If you are Cobra, why don't you draw your psycho gun? Or do you still insist you're Joe Smith?
Great, more people shooting at us. That's just what we need in this. Okay, so now our bounty hunter has been disarmed by another random assailant. So, who could this be, I wonder? And again, the frustrating thing is, like, this is supposed to be a tense scene. You have to click on things 2 or 3 times to progress. It's, we had this. We watch Police Knots, and this is a similar format to this, where like it's a tense situation, but
Is that the reason why this game is fucking 8 hours long?
kind of it does pad itself out
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah.
It's just like it's a quirk of the game, like it's even the format, like they're basically kind of meant to be casual games almost.